Welcome back to our Days of Our Lives deep dive, where this week, we're bracing for a storyline packed with explosive chaos, devastating goodbyes, and the return of two beloved faces. The week of May 19 through 23 is set to deliver a tidal wave of emotion, as John Black risks everything, Bo Brady fades fast, and Sierra and Hope return in a race against time. The stakes couldn't be higher. Lives hang in the balance. Relationships are tested, and legacy characters are facing their darkest moments yet. Let's dive into every twist, every confrontation, and every heartbreaking decision that could change Salem forever. The week begins not with a whisper, but with a storm of fury, and the eye of that storm is Xander Kyriakis. For too long, Xander has bottled up betrayal, rejection, and humiliation. And now, he's had enough. In a dimly lit hotel room, the air is thick with tension as he faces off against Philip Kyriakis, a man he once called family, but now sees as a traitor. "You think you can lie your way out of this?" Xander growls, his voice low, menacing. "Nothing you say can save you." And just like that, the dam breaks. He lunges forward, fists flying with a fury that's been building for years. Each blow isn't just physical, it's emotional. It's about Sarah. It's about Maggie. It's about never being good enough in the Kyriakis family's eyes. Philip tries to reason with him, but it's too late. Xander delivers a devastating kick that sends Philip crashing to the floor, groaning in pain, blood staining the carpet. Philip's face is bruised, his breathing ragged, and his body limp. This isn't just an attack. It's a reckoning. But now the question looms, will Philip survive the night? Will Xander be arrested, or does he have something even darker planned? And if word gets out, will Victor's empire collapse from within? This is the kind of violence that doesn't just bruise the body, it fractures legacies. Meanwhile, over at the hospital, another kind of heartbreak is playing out, quieter, but no less devastating. Bo Brady, the beating heart of the Brady family, lies still in a coma. The infection in his body, sepsis, is spreading rapidly, and even the most advanced medical care is failing. The hospital room feels like a sacred space, dim lights, soft beeping monitors, and family members grappling with the unbearable truth. They may have to say goodbye. At Bo's bedside sits Sierra Brady Weston, barely able to contain her grief. Her hand gently wraps around his, her voice trembling as she whispers, "I wish we had more time, Dad." There's no response, just the cold silence of a fading heartbeat. And then, the door opens. Hope Brady enters, her eyes already glassy with tears. She moves slowly, carefully, as though each step closer to Bo is a step deeper into the past. She sits beside him, brushing his hair back, and softly says, "Happy anniversary, Brady." The words hang in the air like a prayer. And in that moment, Days of Our Lives delivers a masterful tribute to one of the show's most iconic love stories. We're taken on a flashback journey, Bo and Hope as young lovers, their weddings, their breakups, their reunions, their adventures, their children. It's 40 years of passion and pain, of laughter and loyalty, all flashing before our eyes. But time waits for no one. Back in the present, Bo's pulse weakens. His skin pales. His breath shallows. And everyone watching is asking the same thing. Is this really the end for Bo Brady? Will his loved ones be forced to grieve without ever getting a final goodbye? Unless a miracle arrives soon. Salem is about to lose one of its greatest heroes. And just when all hope seems lost, John Black returns. Still bruised and recovering from his own recent ordeal, John barely hesitates when he learns what's happening to Bo. He doesn't wait for rest. He doesn't ask for backup. Instead, he jumps straight into action, because if there's even a slim chance of saving Bo, he's going to take it. The missing key? A rare experimental serum called Versavix, Bo's final shot at survival. John joins Steve Johnson and Sean Brady on a last-ditch mission to retrieve the serum. The journey takes them to a high-security biotech lab, one with tight restrictions, armed guards, and potentially fatal risks. As they approach, the men suit up in hazmat gear, knowing one wrong step could trigger contamination, or worse. The inside of the lab is cold, clinical, and dangerous. Alarms begin to blare, a security breach, footsteps echo, a confrontation erupts, and then, a vial shatters. A control panel sparks, and in the blink of an eye, an explosion rips through the facility. Glass flies, the walls quake, and silence descends like ash after fire. Cut to black. Then, a voice over the hospital intercom. "We have a medical emergency inbound. One male, critical injuries, possible internal bleeding. It's John. He's been caught in the blast, badly hurt, barely conscious." But the serum? It may have been secured. The question is, did John pay the ultimate price to save Bo? And if so, is one of Salem's heroes destined to die, so another can live? Back at the hospital, the tension is unbearable. Every breath feels heavier. Every second drags as news of the explosion begins to spread. And then comes the moment no one wanted to hear. Kayla Johnson, pale and shaken, delivers the update to Marlena. Her voice breaks as she says, "John's alive, but he's hurt. Badly." She hesitates, because there's more. The extent of his injuries isn't just serious. They may be irreversible. And this is where the storyline takes a turn no one was prepared for. The whispers begin. In the corridors. In the waiting room. Among fans online. Could it be? Could John Black, the hero who always saves others, now be preparing to give his own life, so that Bo Brady can have another chance at his? With Bo's condition deteriorating rapidly and organ failure imminent, the once fringe theory is now gaining weight, that John will offer a life-saving organ, perhaps a heart or a liver, a final, selfless gift from one friend to another. Think about what that would mean, two legendary figures in Days of Our Lives history. Bonded by years of battles, family entanglements, and loyalty. Now connected in the most sacred and devastating way, one man dying so another may live. It's more than medical drama. It's spiritual, symbolic, poetic. And if John truly gives his life to save Bo, it will mark a watershed moment in the show's legacy. Not just a plot twist, but a farewell that echoes across generations. A sacrifice that redefines heroism in Salem. Because in a town full of secrets and betrayals, this would be the ultimate act of love, redemption, and legacy. Back in Bo's hospital room, the emotional weight grows heavier by the hour. Sierra Brady Weston and Hope Brady have rushed back to Salem, but as they settle by Bo's bedside, a haunting truth sets in. They may have arrived too late. Sierra, once her father's fearless little girl, now sits weeping beside his motionless body. She grips his hand with desperation, whispering words he may never hear, "Please fight. I still need you." Her face is streaked with tears, her voice breaking under the pressure of impending loss. Meanwhile, Hope stands tall, but only on the outside. Inside, she's crumbling. She watches the monitors with quiet terror, remembering every moment with the man she once called her forever. Their wedding vows, their promises, their storms and their reunions. She leans over and whispers, "You promised you'd never leave me." This isn't just about Bo's death. It's about a family legacy ending in silence. It's about decades of storylines, now facing a possible curtain call. And should Bo take his final breath, the consequences will reach far beyond his hospital room. Because, what becomes of Sierra without her father's guidance? How does Hope carry on, once again left behind by the only man she's ever truly loved? And how does Salem cope with losing not just Bo, but possibly John Black too? This may be more than a personal tragedy. It could be a turning point for the entire show, a farewell to the heroes who defined an era. Let's be clear, this isn't just another emotionally intense week in Days of Our Lives. This is a tectonic shift. A crossroads. A chapter that might close the book on two of Salem's most enduring icons. In 1 week, we're seeing Xander's fury explode, potentially setting off a chain of revenge. Philip left broken, both physically and possibly emotionally. Bo fading away, surrounded by his family, but slipping through their fingers. John fighting for Bo's life, and possibly losing his own in the process. And through it all, there's love, sacrifice, sorrow, and unrelenting devotion. What makes this week unforgettable isn't just the action or the danger, it's the human cost. We're watching characters confront mortality, families facing goodbye, and legends, risking everything to keep those they love alive. The question this week doesn't just echo in Salem, it hits us, the viewers. What would you give for one more day with someone you love? How do you say goodbye when you still have more to say? And when the dust settles, who's left to carry the torch? Because after this week, Salem will never be the same. And neither will we. Now we want to hear from you. Will Bo survive the week, or are we witnessing his farewell? Is John about to make the ultimate sacrifice to save his oldest friend? And what role will Sierra and Hope play as this tragedy unfolds? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a single twist in the saga of Days of Our Lives. Because this week, everything changes. And as always, in Salem, love never dies, but heroes do.